guys, so today's video is going to be a super casual chit-chatty type video. I just really wanted to talk about the whole Tarte Shape Tape controversy situation, whatever you want to call it. I definitely wanted to address it. I have here my Tarte Shape Tape concealers, which are easily my favorite concealers I think I've ever used. These are definitely like up there, like top 3 concealers. I talked about these so much last year. Like I literally included them in every single video. They were part of my 2017 beauty favorites. I love everything about these concealers. I actually really like Tarte as a brand overall. And I have met them before in the past, and the girls that work there are amazing. And I really loved Maureen's story. Maureen is Tarte's founder, and you know, like I said, I really loved the brand and I really supported them. I genuinely feel like I supported Tarte so much last year. So when I heard that Tarte was launching the Shape Tape foundation, I was so excited. I think I heard about it. I might have heard about it from Trend Mood. I think I heard it somewhere on Instagram and I was like freaking out. I was so excited, and I'm like, yes, finally my favorite concealer is now going to be my favorite foundation, and I was just so excited. Not for 1 second did I think that they wouldn't have like a wide range of shades. Like that didn't even cross my mind, because just like you guys, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 2017. Of course, big brands have to be inclusive. Like if they want to be on this space and cater to everyone, they have to create products for everyone. So the shade range was never even like a thought in my head. And then I saw this picture. This is a picture that I saw and I was just like, wait, that can't be real. There's just no way that's real. Like I just refuse to believe it. But of course it is real, and I will insert this picture in this video so we can talk about it, and you guys can see as reference point what I'm talking about. So this is the shade range of the Shape Tape foundation, and what Tarte did was they actually launched 2 different formulas of the Shape Tape foundation. So they launched a hydrating Shape Tape, and then they launched a matte Shape Tape, which literally does not make any sense to me. In my opinion, what Tarte should have done is picked one of the 2 finishes, whichever one they wanted, and created 30 shades for that one formula. And everyone would have been happy. Like they would have been like rock stars, because they would have been all inclusive. They would have created like a kick-ass foundation that is a follow-up from a kick-ass product from their existing line, and they would have looked like, I'm telling you, like rock stars on social media. And instead, they released this sad shade range, clearly only catering to light skin tones. Like I even wonder if I can find something for my skin tone in this range. I probably could make one of the medium shades work. There's only 2 of them. But what about everyone else, you know, that's darker than me? There are so many shades after me. They have to find something in these 3 little shades here. That's insane to me. Like, I'm just trying to like really kind of compose myself, because I don't want to come off as like bashing them, but this is just really frustrating and upsetting as a consumer that truly loves their brand. Like I can never mention the Shape Tape foundation on my channel because most of my viewers won't be able to find something that works for their skin tone. Most of the girls that follow me, girls and guys that follow me, are my skin tone or darker. Of course, there are a few that are lighter than me, but a majority of my audience is my skin tone or darker. I can't ever really talk about Tarte anymore because they basically just told me that none of you guys matter. So that's the situation with the Shape Tape foundation. Of course, they received so much backlash as expected from their audience, from their customers, from, you know, big YouTubers. Like everyone's talking about this issue. So they released some statements on their Instagram stories that basically made the situation worse in my mind. Like when I was reading the Insta stories on their Instagram, I was just like, no, Tarte, just stop. Whoever's behind that screen, just stop, because you're just making the situation worse. Now I'm totally paraphrasing, but they said something along the lines of, we were just so caught up in the Shape Tape hype or whatever that we release, you know, the first few shades. And then, you know, of course, we are going to have a larger shade range coming on as time goes on. That just means to me that the light shades are way more important to you. That's why you want to put out those out first. And anyone that's my skin tone and darker, is just an afterthought. Like that just made the situation worse. They should have just apologized, owned up to their mistake, and left it at that. And the reason why I think that they're so under the fire right now is because everyone on social media, including myself, is just so sick and tired of not being included. Oh my gosh, you guys, my camera just shut off. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, because I can go on about this for hours, and this is a message to all brands, not just Tarte, you know. We would love to see, especially myself as an Indian influencer on this space, I would love to see a diverse group of men and women in your campaigns, in stores, on your website, on your socials, in influencer trips. Like, it's always the same people on influencer trips, and I'm not throwing any shade to anyone. I'm just being honest. Like, it's always the same people. Like, there's so many of us out there. And yeah, that's all I had to say about the whole Tarte Shape Tape situation. I know this was kind of long, but it was just really important for me to talk about everything that was on my mind. I will say that I do see a big change coming. I definitely see a big change coming, especially 2018 and onwards. Like, you will see a lot more like inclusive brands. My dream is to create like an all-inclusive brands for all skin tones. I stand for everyone. Okay, now with all that being said, I really want to take a quick moment to talk about some of my favorite brands that are all inclusive. And I have met most of these brands in person, and being inclusive, you know, representing diversity and people from all walks of life is a core message of their brand. And I really just want to take a moment to really thank them, not just for myself, but also for my viewers, because I know that I've talked about a lot of these brands in the past, and you guys have agreed that you love their products. So I do want to quickly take a moment and end this video on a positive note. So let's go ahead and talk about these incredible brands. Of course, there are so many more out there. I'm probably forgetting a lot of them, but these are the ones that just like came to my mind, you know, when I was thinking about inclusive brands. So the first brand is, of course, Fenty Beauty. Rihanna and the entire Fenty Beauty team totally changed the game. Like, they launched the brand with the core messaging of the brand being all-inclusive, and that was represented in their shade range, that was represented all across their social media, all across their brand messaging, and in their campaigns. The first initial look from Fenty's campaign, I was like so blown away because they had women from all walks of life. So huge shout out to Fenty. I love you guys. Next up is Makeup Forever. You guys know I did the Blend and Stand Out campaign with Makeup Forever. If you guys haven't seen that, I will link it in the description box below. I have so much love for Makeup Forever and their entire team. They've always had 40 shades in their Ultra HD range, and again, truly something for everyone. They have always thought of everyone, which makes me so happy and love this brand. And I love that I also have a personal relationship with them because I've had these conversations with them there, and they're always on board with being inclusive. Next up, we have Nars. Today I use their Radiant Creamy Concealer underneath my eyes. I love Nars so much. I think their newest foundation, which I also really like, has 33 shades, from the lightest of the lightest shade that you'll ever need all the way up to the most beautiful, rich, deep shade, and everything in between. And I was always able to find something from Nars, and I just love the brand so, so much. Next up, we have Bare Minerals. I always talk about the Bare Pro powder. I love this powder so much, and I do think that they have about 30 shades in their new Bare Pro Liquid foundation, which is amazing. Again, a brand that wants to cater to all different skin tones, and they're launching products to back up that statement. Next up, I have L'Oreal, and today I use their Infallible Pro Contour to contour my skin a little bit. But they also have about 30, let me actually see, I wrote it down, 33 shades in their True Match foundation range, which is amazing and so impressive for a drugstore foundation. So huge shout out to L'Oreal. I also want to give them a huge shout out for their L'Oreal League, which represents influencers from all different backgrounds, and that just makes me so, so happy. I'm not part of the league, but honestly, everyone that's in the league I love, and just makes me so happy to see such a beautiful, diverse group of people represented by one of the biggest beauty brands in the world. Next up, we have MAC, which you guys of course know I love so much. MAC was truly one of the first brands where, actually I think they were the first brand where I found my perfect foundation match, which is of course the Studio Fix in the shade NC42. Love MAC, love that they've always been all-inclusive, and that's been a huge push for them since the brand started. Okay, next up we have Cover FX, and a lot of people don't talk about Cover FX, myself included. I kind of forget about Cover FX, But again, this is one of the brands that has always been inclusive. I remember when I used to work at Sephora, one of the people that trained me was like, oh, if you can't find a foundation for someone, go to CoverFX. They've always been all-inclusive. They have such a beautiful range. In fact, I have it right here, over 40 shades of foundations in their range. And they have a ton of different undertones in their foundations as well. So if you are someone that struggles to find your perfect match, definitely check out CoverFX. They have something for you, I promise. Next up, we have Bobbi Brown, and today I'm using this beautiful highlight on the high points of my face. Look how stunning this is. This is called their new Moon Glow highlight, and I love it so much. But Bobbi Brown has over 44 shades in her range. That's insane. I actually feel like Bobbi Brown is definitely a brand that I don't talk about enough. And if I'm being honest, I've only started to try their products just a few weeks ago, and I really, really like their foundations. I was able to find something for my skin tone, which just makes me so happy. And like I said, they have 44 shades in their range, so you should definitely be able to find something for your skin tone from Bobbi Brown. Another brand I wanted to talk about is Glossier, and if you look at their foundation range, which is not really even a true foundation, it's more of like a skin tint. There's only 6 shades. But I want to give a huge shout out to Emily Weiss. She started the Body Hero campaign, or Glossier started the Body Hero campaign, which included women from all walks of life. And it was just like the most powerful campaign I've seen in such a long time in the beauty space. And that just is what made me fall in love with the brand. And of course, I tried their products and I was like, okay, I finally get the hype. I do think that they have a long way to go, especially with their complexion category, which I know that they're probably working on. But I love that Emily and her team is thinking of everyone. Like, she's creating products for everyone. And you know, the whole brand is a community brand. Like, it was started because of Into the Gloss, and every product, you know, their viewers basically help curate, which is incredible. You know, even from the start, they think of everyone, which makes me really happy. Next up, I have Huda Beauty. Today I used the Rose Gold palette. I used it on my eyes, and I really, really appreciate and love the fact that Huda launched her complexion category, which was her full filter foundation with so many different skin tones. Let me actually see how many there are. 30 shades of foundations in her full filter, which is amazing for a new brand to launch with such a massive shade range. And what I also love is for each and every shade, they have a unique model representing that shade, which makes it so easy, you know, to be able to find your perfect match and to see the diversity in their campaign. So huge shout out to Huda Beauty for always being super, super inclusive. Even on her Instagram, they feature everyone. I know that there was like some sort of controversy a while back, but I've been noticing for a few months now that they have been very, very inclusive, even on their socials, which makes me really, really happy. Okay, next up we have Estee Lauder, and I love Estee Lauder so, so much. Today I use their Sumptuous mascara, Sumptuous Lash Mascara. But you guys know I'm a huge fan of the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place foundation. They have 40 shades. Again, you should be able to find something for your skin tone. I have a lot of respect for people working behind the brand. Very open to having any conversations about, you know, inclusivity or, you know, adding more diversity into their campaigns and the people that they work with, which makes me so happy. Again, a brand that I truly, truly love and recommend to everyone. Okay, last but not the least, I wanted to give a huge shout out to NYX, a drugstore brand that has always been all inclusive. And again, this is a brand that did it right on social media as well. From their influencers that they work with, to all of their campaigns, to their social media, it is so diverse, something for everyone. And I have it written right here in their foundation range. I think their total cover foundation, they have 30 shades. And I remember receiving like the whole PR package, and I remember seeing like the lightest shade to the deepest, darkest shades, and something in between for everyone, which makes me so happy. This is a brand that I really support, and again, an affordable brand that I recommend to all of you. Alright guys, so that's it for this really long video. This video is probably going to be like 20 minutes, but I think it's well worth it. I want to open up this conversation to anyone in the comment section below. Let's be nice, but let's be honest and have, you know, a real conversation. List any other brands that I missed that you guys love that are all inclusive in the comment section below. Let's spread some more love, but also tell me your thoughts. Like, what do you guys think about the lack of diversity in the space and everything else that I talked about? Again, I really want to have like an open, honest conversation. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!